My husband smelled cologne and locked me out. Then I found the footage of who used our key. We'd only been married 2 weeks when my husband got a call at 6 a.m. Wednesday. His brother said their dad had backed out and hit his mom, and she needed emergency surgery. My husband stuffed clothes in a bag, kissed me, and drove 4 hours to his parents' place. He texted all day. Surgery went well. She was hurting but stable. He'd stay until Sunday. I asked if he wanted me to drive up. He said no, just wait. Thursday I worked a double shift, got home at 11 p.m. and crashed. Friday morning I heard his key in the lock. He wasn't supposed to be back, so I walked out smiling, ready to hug him. Then I saw his face and stopped. "Why does our bedroom smell like a man's cologne?" he asked. I said I had no idea what he meant. He stepped into the room, sniffed the air, and stared at me. "It's not mine," he said. "You know I wear that unisex one from Italy." I tried to keep my voice steady and said maybe it drifted in from the hallway since we live in an apartment and I'd had the windows open. He asked who had been over. I said no one. He asked again, slower, like he wanted a different answer. I said no one again. He shook his head, grabbed his bag, and said he needed to go back and think. I followed him to the door asking what was happening, but he walked out without looking back. All day he ignored my calls. Saturday morning I went back to our place after sleeping at a friend's. My key wouldn't turn. I tried it again and again. He'd changed the locks overnight. I knocked, then stopped when I heard someone shift behind a door. I called my husband again and again. Voicemail. I texted, "I'm outside. Please talk to me." Nothing. All alone. I called the landlord, but it was the weekend, so I got a recorded message. Then his mom called. Her voice was ice, like she'd been waiting. "You have 24 hours to return that wedding ring," she said. "It cost $18,000, and you don't deserve it after what you did." I asked what she meant, and she snapped that my husband told her I'd brought someone into our home while he was away helping her. I tried to speak, but she talked over me, calling me dirty and selfish, then hung up. I felt sick. I sat on the stairwell with my bag, trying not to shake. I stared at the ring and felt my cheeks burn. After that, texts started coming in from his family, short and angry. I couldn't even form a reply. I threw clothes into my car and drove to my parents' house. My mom opened the door, saw my face, and just pulled me into my old room. I cried until my head hurt. That night, his brother called like he was being helpful. He said my husband was devastated and I should just admit it so everyone could move on. When I said I hadn't done anything, he laughed and told me to stop pretending. By Sunday, friends I knew were texting insults like they'd seen it themselves. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing, and every buzz made my stomach drop. I kept replaying Friday morning, trying to figure out that smell, searching my memory for anything that could explain it. Monday afternoon, my neighbor, Mrs. Hahn, came to my parents' door with a package that got delivered to our old address. She handed it over, then said, "I saw your husband's brother at your place on Wednesday, and I wasn't sure you knew." My stomach dropped so fast I felt dizzy. I asked what time. She said around 2 p.m., and he came with a blonde woman. They stayed about 4 hours. I went outside, sat in my car, and opened the security camera app my husband had installed when we moved in. I'd forgotten it existed. I scrolled back to Wednesday and watched the footage load. There he was at 2:17 p.m., using the spare key we'd given him for emergencies. The blonde woman walked in right behind him, smiling. 4 hours and 12 minutes later, they came out. She fixed her hair in the hallway mirror. My hands shook as I saved the clip and sent it to my husband with no message. 10 minutes later, he pulled into my parents' driveway. His eyes were red, and he kept saying he was sorry. He said he panicked, that the smell hit him and he couldn't think straight. He reached for my hand and I stepped back. I told him his brother's girlfriend had messaged me an hour earlier because she'd been trying to catch him with someone too. The cologne was hers. My husband froze, like the truth finally landed. I turned and grabbed the envelope I'd brought. I put the divorce papers in his hands. He stared at them, then at me. I said, "You locked me out and let everyone destroy me without even asking," and I closed the door. Now his family is calling me cold for filing. Was I really wrong?